I've got to play another clip for you today. This is absolutely off the charts nuts, and we've got to expose it. Look, we have real issues in this country with greed, avarice, taking advantage of people. Corruption is becoming really ingrained in our society, and I don't really question what people like Mamdani are saying, but their solution is worse than the crime because it's a bigger crime unto itself. And I'm going to show you this clip just for your consideration because leaders like this person, Mamdani, they're springing up all across the country because, see, the discontent of the people is causing them to vote to extremes. And rather than looking for leaders who will follow through with what they say, I'm going to keep the Constitution, I'm going to protect people's rights, we're not going to play favorites. Okay, well, those candidates are few and far between. Thomas Massey got elected because of Israeli donor money totaling $32 million because he was against the war. Yes, we're going to have casualties like this, but we need to support candidates who are with the Constitution. And anti-Constitution solutions means you're no longer America, not in the traditional sense. Anyway, we're brought to you by 7702. It's an IRS code. I just discovered from my attorney when we were doing our estate review, our inheritance plan, how we've set up our trust management, and we've had the same guy now for 19 years. He's really good at what he does. And he said, "Are you aware of the inheritance tax bomb hit that your descendants are going to get?" And I said, "Well, I think we have that taken care of." He said, "You did. We set this up perfectly, but that law changed under Biden at the end of his term." And I said, "Explain it to me." And he did. And you all need to hear this. Your kids will probably have to end up selling off what you have earned just to pay the tax bill. Sometimes they end up in deficit. This is already showing up in farm transfer. When I did some work for some farmers a few years ago, I had discovered this was a problem. I was actually looking at another problem. And this one I heard over and over, hey, I can't pass my farm on to my kids. The tax hit's unbelievable. And sometimes our kids could go bankrupt because, and this is what I heard. Well, this is Biden attempting to stop generational wealth among the middle class. Oh, not the upper class. They have the lawyers that know how to take care of it. Well, now you do too. You can use IRS code 7702 to your advantage. And the life care, trust, IULs, the whole package, Joe Lombardi and his team puts this together for you. Tax advantages, plus he'll create revenue streams for you within that system where you're not paying tax and it's perfectly legal because of IRS code 7702. You go, oh, I don't know about that. That was my reaction too. And I had Joe on my show when we first met, and I went and checked this out. I go, this guy's for real. He knows what he's doing. So I'm encouraging you to create your own future, protect your kids' future by letting them look at what you have. Now, if they can't help you, they'll tell you immediately. They don't want to waste your time or theirs. There's no lead on here, there's no push. It's really an honor to be considered to be into this system where you're going to really do great things. And the best thing is, this is recession proof. And Joe has never had a Better Business Bureau complaint, never lost a dime of client money. Here's how you get in touch. Go to dhawk.com and fill out the contact information, and they'll be in touch. And I'll tell you, within a few minutes, they'll say, hey, we can really help you, or they won't. And it's not a short process. It's a legal process that you have to walk through. You go, it'll cost me an arm and a leg. No, 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 no. You're going to end up making really great money off of this if you qualify. And it costs nothing to find out. dhawk.com. And really kind of is the answer to people like Mamdani and some of his crap and what he's doing. I want to play for you this clip I found. It's absolutely incredible. So this gentleman here posted this clip of Mamdani. He's got a new program called Block by Block. And really what I would say, it's block by block dismantling the Constitution. I mean, I think in New York City right now, they should just hoist the hammer and sickle and display it prominently because this is what they're becoming. Okay, here we go.
Audacity of what you're about to hear him say.
Through our new citywide campaign, Fix the City, we will focus on the worst landlords in New York City. When necessary.
Now, are there problems with some New York rentals? Yes. Yeah, and there have been for a long time. The problem is, though, is there's already laws in place to deal with negligent landlords. It's the obligation of the city to make sure enforcement occurs. That's his job. The mayor is the chief executive of the city. He's in charge of enforcement. So what he should be saying is, we're going to hire, I don't know how many, 1,000 inspectors, and we're going to fine the living heck out of these people according to statute. We're going to follow the law, and we're going to give them so many days to make repairs, or we'll keep increasing the fines and increasing the fines to where eventually they'll have to sell if they're going to pay, can't pay the fines. That's the legal way to do this. But I want you to hear what Mamdani is telling you, and you should have chills sent through your entire being. The hairs on the back of your neck should be standing up when you hear this. This is something I would have expected to hear in Stalinist Russia, not here in modern day America.
We will take aggressive legal action to remove negligent owners and property managers.
So if you're not doing your job as a landlord, we'll skip the fines. We're just going to steal your property. He's already taken 9,000 properties. We reported on that last week. 9,000. And the people are cheering because, first of all, we're not teaching the Constitution the way we should. Fifth Amendment, right? You cannot deprive people without due process of law, which also means for you to take property for negligence, you've got to create a due process situation where you're allowing corrective action, which includes a system of fines. And the fines can be very punitive. And I wouldn't argue against that. I think first offense, it's got to be a manageable fine because you want to give the person a reasonable chance to fix their negligence, whether it's a toilet not working, the pipes are leaking, whatever it would be, the air conditioning, the heating's not working, and that's all part of the rental agreement. I get that, but Fifth Amendment property rights are very, very specific. Now, I will tell you this. He has to know this, and I'm sure his lawyers have told him this. Once you get this property seizure situation into the court system, you're probably going to lose at the local and state level because it's New York. But you're going to lose at the federal level. I don't think you're going to get past federal district court when you're violating the Fifth Amendment this egregiously, and you're going to see class action lawsuits. This is going to be one guy. It's going to be people compiling legal resources. Now, the people in New York City are going to be on the hook for these legal bills, when all that's needed here is proper enforcement. We're going to create a tip line. It's an 800 number. Call. You can do it anonymously if you want to. We'll protect you. But we want to know what landlords aren't doing their job. And then you have to hire people to filter through the nonsense calls you're going to get. Okay? There's a cat meowing outside my door. It's irritating. Okay, well, they don't care about stuff like that. They care about the apartment's not functioning as it should be according to the lease agreement. And that's the entire key. We live in a contractual governmental system. This is not contractual. This is authoritarianism. Let's listen to what else he has to say.
How?
And for buildings that have suffered chronic neglect, we will work to transfer ownership to responsible stewards.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. And who are the responsible stewards going to be? His political donor class? That's what I would suspect. We see this kind of thing a lot. One hand washes the other. But the people are cheering because they don't understand rights. If they can do this to apartment dweller owners, who can't they do this to? You see, when you violate the rights of one group of people, then no one's rights are safe. Do you remember that old saying that came out of the Holocaust, right? They came for this person and I didn't say anything. Then they came for that person. I didn't say anything. Then they came for me and there was no one left to speak. If you recall that, This is the model that we're perpetuating here. I cannot believe that New York people aren't more astute. I mean, the thing I'll tell you too, right now the NBA finals are going on, and New York's in a real advantageous position, and you won't find more knowledgeable fans than in New York City. They are very well educated about the game of basketball. How can you be so educated about that and not understand basic constitutional rights according to the Fifth Amendment? Is it because our schools are teaching woke? No, not all of them. It just people don't seem to think this matters to them. First Amendment rights, when something's wrong, you should be able to speak out against it, right? Fifth Amendment, you should be able to have property rights that are defended by law. So this is a man who has no respect for the Constitution whatsoever. None, zero, nada. And you're saying, wow, this is a problem because this is coming to a Democratic neighborhood near you. And the people are going to go along with it because the people are being abused and they have to have a target to take it out. Yeah, it's my landlord. Well, really, it's the economy. What was that old saying? It's the economy, stupid. Remember that old campaign phrase? Well, that's the economy, stupid. And I don't think any of you are stupid, but these people here are misguided in who they're supporting. When I first heard this guy speak, I thought, even in New York, this guy can't get elected. Not with the nonsense he is saying. You're looking at the unraveling of America. And here's the thing, his solution will not work. And the frustration of the people is going to grow. And here's my concern. We see all kinds of prognostications on social media, some people proclaiming to be experts. And what they're saying is this: we're headed towards a civil war. Okay. Well, I hope not. But one of the ways to avoid a civil war is to apply the law properly and equally. And under people like Mamdani, they're just they're pouring gasoline on the fire, people. Don't support this nonsense. Get rid of politicians that don't serve constitutional interests. But do not trash the system because it's not the system that's not working. It's the people running the system. I'm Dave Hodges. This is the Common Sense Show.